Warning! This article contains spoilers for King of the Hill, Season 14, Episode 10. The ending of the King of the Hill revival left things on a positive note, but Jonathan Joss's death turned the Season 14 finale into a bittersweet moment. Jonathan Joss voiced John Redcorn throughout the original King of the Hill and its revival. Though he finished his lines for Season 14, Joss was shot and killed on June 1, 2025. His husband alleges it was a homophobic hate crime. Joss is only the most recent death in the King of the Hill family. Johnny Hardwick, as well as both Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty, all passed away before King of the Hill Season 14 could be released. Joss's death, however, presents a unique problem for future seasons of King of the Hill, and it turned the Season 14 finale into a bittersweet affair. Unlike the other King of the Hill characters whose voice actors passed away, Jonathan Joss died after all of his lines were recorded for Season 14. That means King of the Hill already had plans to continue John Redcorn's story, but they've been tinged with tragedy following Joss's death. Joss's death obviously wasn't anticipated, so King of the Hill is in a tough spot now. King of the Hill Season 14 set up two distinct storylines focusing on John Redcorn. The King of the Hill revival set John Redcorn up to reconnect with his illegitimate son, Joseph, and go into business with Hank and Peggy. Redcorn agreed to take Bobby's horse on the condition that Joseph comes to visit him, and he started a corn-selling business with the Hills as investors. Mike Judge, Greg Daniels, and Saladin Patterson released a statement responding to Jonathan Joss's death. His voice will be missed at King of the Hill, and we extend our deepest condolences to Jonathan's friends and family. Both of John Redcorn's stories in King of the Hill Season 14 seemed like the start of a new narrative for the character. If Mike Judge and Saladin Patterson are planning on making King of the Hill Season 15, they almost certainly plan to include John Redcorn as much or more than they already have. Now, however, there's a distinct problem with the character. King of the Hill has already had to deal with the aforementioned deaths of Johnny Hardwick, Brittany Murphy, and Tom Petty. Murphy and Petty's characters were retired from the show, while Dale was recast with Toby Huss. King of the Hill is clearly open to both options, so it now has to decide which route it will take with Jonathan Joss, John Redcorn. If King of the Hill Season 15 wants to continue the stories it already set up for John Redcorn, recasting seems like the only option. It wouldn't even be the first time John Redcorn has been recast. He was originally voiced by Victor Aaron in his first two appearances, before Aaron died in '96, and Joss replaced him. Alternatively, King of the Hill could memorialize Joss by removing John Redcorn from future seasons. Aside from the logistical problems King of the Hill is now facing, Joss's death also turned the finale into a somber moment. John Redcorn's story was just getting restarted, and it looked like he was going to get a bigger role in Season 15. John Redcorn's future looked bright in King of the Hill, but now there's a tragedy forever tied to the character.